Illnesses and Disabilities in History, Episode 1, King Richard III. I would not be from Leicestershire if I didn't start this series with King Richard. He was the last of the Plantagenet kings here in England, and he was also our last king to die in battle at the Battle of Bosworth in 1485. Now, we know from looking at King Richard's remains that he had idiopathic scoliosis, which is a form of scoliosis, a curvature of the spine that goes out towards the side. But this is a very different version of King Richard than was portrayed by Shakespeare, who tried to say that Richard had a very severe form of scoliosis out towards the back that was accompanied by a limp and a withered arm. In fact, we now know from his remains that King Richard likely would have been able to hide his condition very easily day to day. In fact, Dr. Lund from the University of Leicester believes that the public would not have known about Richard's condition until his death in 1485, when his armour was removed and people were able to see the curvature for the first time. Toby Capwell, who is a medieval armour expert, has worked with Dominic Smee, who is a gentleman with the same condition as Richard, to see how medieval armour would have looked on Richard and whether his fighting abilities would have been hindered in any way. And the findings were that while they did have to obviously create the suit to be tailored towards the curvature of the spine, his fighting ability would not have been impacted at all. And day to day, Richard would have seemed like a non-disabled person to members of the general public. In fact, it's believed now that his scoliosis likely would not have been present until he was around 10 years old.